What's up everyone? Today I'm down at Jaguar, Land Rover, Porsche, Volvo of Greenville, and behind me is a 2019 Volvo S60. Huge thanks to them for providing this car for me today. I'll have a link to their website down in the description below. The model that we're looking at today is the T6 all-wheel drive R-Design. It's finished off in metallic red with an MSRP just over $58,000. Under the hood is a 2-liter turbocharged and supercharged 4-cylinder engine. This is only paired to an 8-speed Geartronic automatic transmission, which features steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. This engine produces 316 horsepower at 5,700 RPM and 295 pound-feet of torque as low as 2,200 RPM. It is all-wheel drive, weighs between 3,700 and 4,400 pounds depending on the trim level that you go with. 0 to 60 can happen as quickly as 4.3 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles an hour. And with a fuel capacity of 15.9 gallons, you can expect the MPG to be 27 in the city and 34 on the highway. The wheelbase measures 113.1 inches. It has an overall length of 187.4. The width is 72.8 and it has a height of 56.3 inches. Starting up front with the R-Design grille, it's finished off with black mesh and aluminum trim surrounding it. It also features a forward-facing camera just under the Volvo logo, along with 4 parking sensors down in the lower section of the bumper. This comes standard with LED headlights with active bending technology, along with LED fog lights with cornering technology. The turn signals have a very nice design to them. This also has LED daytime running lights. There's piano black trim surrounding the lower section of the bumper to give it great contrast against the metallic red, and there's very clean lines coming down the hood. Both of the grills also allow a lot of air to flow through them to provide even more cooling to the engine. Moving to the side, this features 19-inch R-Design forged wheels that have a nice two-tone design to them. There's 4-wheel disc brakes in all 4 corners, with the rotors up front measuring 11.9 inches and 11.8 inches in the rear. The gloss black side mirrors also feature the integrated turn signal. There's more gloss black surrounding the window trim itself. Very clean lines run down the length of the vehicle, and this does feature a sunroof up on top. And finishing up in the rear with the standard LED taillights that offer a nice C-shaped design to them. The third brake light is located in the top section of the rear glass. This features a standard backup camera with 4 parking sensors. 2 of those sensors are integrated into the rear fog lights, which give it a really nice design. There's more gloss black surrounding the lower section of the bumper, and finishing up with the quad tip dual exhaust. Alright, so that finishes up the exterior walk around of the 2019 S60 R-Design. What do you guys think of this car? I absolutely love how it looks. This metallic red is really nice in the sunlight here. I really do like the R-Design aspect to it. It's basically a trim package that gives you all of this gloss black. It gives you leather seats, which we'll get to here in a second. You have leather on the steering wheel, the shift knob. These wheels are R-Design specific as well. It just looks really nice over just the normal S60, I think. It looks really, really nice, and of course, very clean and elegant design to it. Nothing's overdone about the exterior of the car. Here is the leather-wrapped key fob that you get as part of the package. You have hazards on one side, lock, unlock, and the power tailgate on the other side, and that is about it. So with the key on me, I do have it locked right now. You can see the power folding side mirrors are closed at the moment. I'll just stick my hand in the door handle. They will automatically fold open along with unlocking the doors. The door panel is finished off in very nice black leather. There's white stitching running along the armrest. All of the side windows are automatic up and down with your side mirror adjustments. This has an aluminum release handle with the memory seat adjustments along with lock and unlock. It also features a 14-speaker Bowers & Wilkins audio sound system, and there's a little bit of storage space down in the lower section of the door as well. Moving inside now to the Napa leather sport seats. They have a really nice design to them. You can see R-Design is embossed in the headrest there. There's white stitching running along each bolsters, which have a lot of support to them. They are heated and ventilated seats. They also offer a 10-way power and 4-way lumbar power adjustability. The front section of the seat also moves forward and backwards and has some more bolstering, so you definitely have a lot of support down around your thighs as well. Once inside, we're greeted with a fully wrapped black leather steering wheel. There's more white stitching running along the inside. This has the R-Design specific badge in the lower section with more gloss black trim pieces. It looks very nice. All of the buttons on the right side control Bluetooth and a screen that pops up in the gauge setup. All of the buttons on the left are for your cruise and adaptive cruise control. This also features the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters again. They are finished off in aluminum. They have a nice design to them. So with the vehicle on now, you can see we're looking at the 12.3-inch digital gauge screen. You have your speedometer and speed limit on the far left. On the right is your tack and fuel gauge. And with the buttons on the right side of the steering wheel, just pushing on this here, it will display this little menu here. We can look at the trip settings, so all of your different trips, your average miles per hour, your miles per gallon. And then if you had your phone and navigation paired and running, you would be able to see some readouts in that screen as well. Of course, it's in the center, which I'll get to here in a second. And then with the buttons on the left side, just pushing in the center, we can control the cruise and adaptive. So you can see that we are monitoring the distance. To the left of the steering wheel is the trunk release, along with a dimmer switch for the gauges. You have more aluminum under one air vent, has a really nice look to it. Of course, we can move the air vent up, down, side to side, and then turn it on and off as well with the click of that center dial. There's another speaker up front, and now we'll move on to the 9-inch touchscreen navigation screen. So this system is very easy to use. If you push on this bottom button here, it basically brings you to the home screen. So you can view your current position, your music, your phone, along with your average fuel consumption. If we swipe over one, you have a lot of different settings with your camera, the headrest fold, your heads-up display adjustments, along with cruise control, your cornering for the lights, active bending lights. And then this also has your cross-traffic alert, your start and stop feature with parking assist and sport mode as well. So a lot of different features on that side. If we scroll over to the other side, you can see there's the radio and Bluetooth, along with car status, so you can just go in and see if there's anything with the vehicle, like your oil level, TPMS. To the bottom here, we can activate the heated steering wheel and heated driver's seat. In the center is all of the AC control, so just by pushing on that, we can control the fan speed there, and then of course where we'd like the air to go just by clicking on certain portions there. And then you have your AC recirc and more adjustments to the top there. You can also put it on auto if you want. We have the heated passenger seat on the far left, so it's very easy to use. Swipes just like you're on your phone, so it's a very large screen, easily able to read everything on it. To each side of that screen, you have more air vents, again with the on and off click dial in the center, which is a really nice touch. Finished off in aluminum, of course. There's the hazard button down below, along with more defrosters and your play and pause for the radio, along with the volume adjustment. Behind that, there's this little cubby storage space that you can reveal. Just gives you a little bit extra storage, obviously. And now we'll move over to the leather wrap shifter. It has more white stitching on it and aluminum on the top section. The trigger is on the front. We'll go ahead and put it back into reverse now. You'll see the backup camera light up. This vehicle also has 4 cameras on it. There's one up front, one in the rear, of course, and one on each side mirror too. So using a couple of these buttons, we can control which camera we'd like to look at. I'm gonna start with just the zoom feature here. So you can see that's pretty much straight down in the back of the car right now. We can go to 360 and you can see there's a couple cars around us right now. So we have one over there, a silver one, and this one to our far left. If we click on one of the cameras, obviously it'll specifically go to that one. So we're looking at the driver's side mirror right now. And then we can go back to the top view, look at our forward facing camera. You can see how wide angle that is. You'll see that we are moving right now, and there's a pole right here. You can actually see that pole out of the back window right there. So that is pretty crazy to see a pole is going vertically on this screen. And there's also the lines you can turn on and off and all the parking sensors too. So it's very easy to use. You have a lot of different options with the 4 cameras available. We can also bring this down into sport mode and shift using this, or again, go over to the paddle shifter, so you have that option to do that. To the right of that, if we slide this compartment open, it reveals 2 cup holders. You have a little bit of storage space in front of that and a 12 volt. This has a really nice design to it, so you can easily hide all of that and just give it a more clean look. To the left of that is the engine start stop button, so with my foot on the brake, you just twist and hold to the right. It'll automatically start up. And then behind that is the driving modes button, which I'll show later in this video. You have an electronic parking brake along with the start stop feature. Looking at the center armrest now, there's a nice little amount of storage space in the center there, along with 2 USB ports, of course finished off in more leather. Moving over to the glove box, there's definitely a lot more storage space. There's more of this aluminum running across it as well, gives it a really nice look. And then one last look at these Napa leather seats. They have a really nice design to them. And this does feature a sunroof again. It kind of goes to the back section just a little bit there. All of those controls are obviously up in the center. You have a couple emergency buttons along with the dome light switches, and then a pillarless rear view mirror, which looks really nice. So now it's time to take a look at the rear seating, and just like the front door handles, you can unlock the car from the back. So you'll see these side mirrors fold out. So you can lock and unlock it from the rear doors, which is nice to see. Of course, the door panel is finished off like up front with more of the black leather and your aluminum release handle with one speaker. This is a 5-seater sedan, so let's go ahead and hop in. Behind both front seats, there is some netting for anything that you need to put there. These are also heated rear seats for the left and right side, so you have those options in the center along with a 12-volt. But moving on to legroom now, at 5'10", I definitely have a lot of footroom, and I have a couple inches above my head as well. So it's very open in the back seat. You could easily fit 3 people back here comfortably. Looking at the center armrest, you have a little bit of storage on the top section there, and there's 2 cup holders in front of that. Here's the view out of the rear glass. I really like the seats in the back as well. You have these nice headrests that you can fold down automatically. Really nice premium feeling with the leather everywhere. You have an air vent on each B pillar, couple reading lights on each side, and then the sunroof comes to about here in the back. So it still gives you plenty of light in the back seats. These seats also have a 60-40 split to them, and in order to fold them down, you just push on these buttons on the back side. If I do the one to the far right, you'll see the headrests come down, and then it unlatched this driver's side seat, and we can fold that completely flat. So you can see there's some room into the back seats there. And of course, if I push on this left one, you'll hear it electronically unlock to be able to fold this seat down as well. So you can fold both of these down from the driver's side, which is very convenient to do. You have this cutout here, so when you have the seat up, you have the option to slide through anything there that you need, which is nice to have. It's not very large, but if you need it, it's there for you. So however you have the seats oriented, there's definitely a lot of versatility with being able to fit 3 people in the back or fold them down for more storage space. So now we're going to take a look at the rear trunk storage space, and there's actually 4 ways that you can open this. You have the button inside, the key fob, you can walk up and push on the electronic button up underneath, or you can walk up to it and wave your foot underneath and it will automatically open it up. So if you have your hands full, that's a very nice feature to have. With it open now, you have about 12 cubic feet of storage space with these seats up, and obviously a ton more with these seats down. So there's definitely a lot of versatility. There's a 12-volt and a little net on the right side, and a little bit more storage space to the left. So there's definitely plenty of room if you have 4 or 5 people in here to put anything in the back that you need. And of course, you can also push on this button here, and when you do that, it will lock the vehicle as soon as you close it up. All right, so driving the S60 now. This is probably the 3rd or 4th Volvo that I've driven, so I don't have a ton of experience with them. But right off the bat, this has been a comfortable car to drive so far. It's very insulated on the inside. It's really hard to hear anything on the outside, which is really nice. It's a comfortable place to be. You have the heads-up display as well, which shows you your miles per hour along with the speed limit sign. So moving on to visibility now, it's really easy to see all around this car. I like the fact that the side mirrors are back a little bit, so you can see in front of them between the A-pillar and the mirror, of course, if you need a little bit more visibility. And looking over your left and right shoulder, there's not many blind spots, if any. The pillars back there are very minimal, so you can easily glance left or right and be able to see anything around you. I like too that the rear view mirror is pillarless, so it gives it a really nice design to it. And of course you have the 360-degree camera too. Moving on to the comfort now, just putting a couple miles on this. I like the seating position. The steering wheel feels good, wrapped in leather. These seats have pretty aggressive bolsters for them. They are the sport bucket seats, so they're a little more aggressive than what you would get in a lower trim level. But they're comfortable, they're heated, they have that adjustment underneath the front of your legs. But I do like it. Being in the couple cars that I have been in, it does make it a little more comfortable for you, especially if you're on a long ride or something, or a long cruise. I can bring this all the way out to the back of my legs, and it'll just give me a little bit more comfort. And now coming up to a turn here, we'll see how well these seats hold me in place. And we'll just check out the performance of this car coming around the turn. Not a whole lot of body roll, really. Seats hold me well, and there's definitely plenty of power to get out. That wasn't even half throttle. I like too how smooth this car drives. It's absorbing bumps very well. Let's move on to the driving modes now, just pushing this rotary dial in the middle. You have an eco mode, which is efficient drive. Your comfort mode, it says everyday use. And then dynamic, it says high performance. And the tachometer also changes between which driving mode that you are in. So I'm going to put it into dynamic mode. We'll switch over to manual mode. We are in second gear right now, and we'll just give it a little bit of gas here. Ooh, it definitely gets up to the speed limit quickly for sure. Let's go ahead and pop it into eco mode. And I'm not sure, you can still use the paddle shifters in eco mode. Wow, there's really not much of a difference between eco and dynamic as far as power. I didn't feel any delay where that would even make a huge difference. Some limit power in eco mode, not to say that it's not going to still give you the best MPG and performance you're looking for. Okay, so the real difference comes from the exhaust note. It was very quiet in eco mode, and now in dynamic mode you can hear that exhaust. This car also has a lot of standard safety features. I mentioned a few of them when we were going through that middle screen there. Some others include blind spot, you have cross traffic, park assist, the start and stop, and there's also the pilot assist, which is the semi-autonomous driving, which is basically the cruise control and adaptive cruise. It's very nice to have all of those features as well. It just helps in the aid of driving the car, letting it do some of the work for you. Moving on to all of the interior materials, again, I've mentioned it before, obviously, everything in here is leather, or you have nice aluminum trim inlays as well. The paddle shifters are aluminum, there's more on the steering wheel. It has a very, very elegant and premium feeling interior with all of these materials. Nothing is plastic, everything again is leather or the piano black. The only buttons that I showed you guys was the hazards, a couple recirc buttons, and the play, pause, and volume for the radio. Everything else is integrated into that screen, which again gives it a nice clean look. So again, I could see this as a good daily driver. It's very comfortable to be behind the wheel of. It handles well. So that's my walk around review and test drive of the 2019 Volvo S60 R-Design. Huge thanks again to Jaguar Land Rover or Porsche Volvo of Greenville for providing this sedan for me today. It's definitely fun to drive, has a lot of technology features on the inside, and it's very elegant both inside and outside. Very classy on the outside, all the premium feeling materials on the inside as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next video.